Ayo, it's episode 16 of Origin PC Live. Let's do it. Hello, friends. Welcome to this week's episode of Origin PC Live. My name is Alexis Roselle, community lead at Origin PC.
And my name is Luis Bolaños. I'm in for Kevin this week. I'm the content specialist at Origin PC.
Content specialist, he is, and quite a content specialist he is. Here's a quick recap for the new viewers of Origin PC Live. It's a show where we talk about the latest in gaming and geek news, what we've been playing, and we chat it up with a special guest. This week's special guest is my good friend, Miss Cinder, who we'll chat with later on the show. You can interact with us by posting in chat, making comments. We'll be watching for your feedback and responses. If you have questions, we'll answer them kind of towards the end of the show. Luis, what was the previous Post of the Week challenge, my friend?
The previous Post of the Week, which was 2 weeks ago now, was you suddenly find yourself in your deepest, darkest nightmare. You can only bring one hero with you. Who do you bring and why? Examples included Aquaman, because he can tell sharks in your nightmare to get out. Or my personal pick, Doom Guy, because he'll kill everyone. Demons, monsters, whoever. Near the end of the show, we're going to pick the winner of that Post of the Week challenge, and that winner will get a digital copy of Warhammer Vermintide.
Yeah, right on. Thank you guys for tuning in to Origin PC Live. In case you missed it, last week we had our first Origin PC Plays episode. I was running around in different modes in Call of Duty and got my butt kicked, but it was awesome. Next week we'll be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 on PC more than likely, so stay tuned and catch us then. And with that, let's kick off the show, shall we? So today's first story is about the launch of the Xbox One X. Earlier this week, Microsoft launched their high-end Xbox One after years of teases and promises of a 4K console. Xbox fans around the world got their hands on the system, and a major marquee Xbox titles such as Gears of War 4 and Halo 5 received Xbox One X updates that improved their performance on the system. GameStop reportedly has sold through their initial Xbox One X supply in 24 hours. Congrats. Congratulations to the Xbox team and Microsoft on the launch. Luis, what do you think of the end of the launch, or what do you think of the launch of Xbox One X?
I think it's great. Now we have the new title of the strongest console in the market now that belongs to Microsoft. Because originally that used to belong to Sony with the PS4 Pro, but not anymore.
Yeah, same. I'm pretty excited. It's pretty awesome. I got my hands on it. Do you have one?
Nope.
Do you have an Xbox One?
I do have an Xbox One.
Okay. And
I've been a long-time Xbox person since 2002, but I kind of faded off after the launch of the original Xbox One. I think it's a great platform for multiplayer.
Yeah, for sure.
And the 4K gaming that this offers looks pretty good. I haven't used it, but you have, right?
I can attest. It is pretty awesome. It looks great on a 4K TV. I agree with you. The multiplayer capabilities are awesome. Xbox Live is great. They do a great job at building a community on there, which is, I think, something that the PlayStation lacks. I do favor PlayStation still, for various reasons, but mostly exclusive titles. But the online capabilities of the Xbox are unmatched, really. Looks like Danzo just subscribed. Thank you, sir. Much love. Let's move on to story number 2. Luis.
Story number 2 is about a little game called Grand Theft Auto 5. It made the news this week because it became the best-selling game of all time in the United States with 85 million copies.
Dang.
It overtook Wii Sports, which was the previous record holder. I think it was around 83 million. And Grand Theft Auto 5 actually continues to be one of the best-selling games in the United States. Of note is that Grand Theft Auto Online still continues to make money. In the press release, Take-Two noted that customers continue to spend money on Grand Theft Auto Online. But it's no surprise because they keep on putting content out. Congratulations, Rockstar and Take-Two on the record. What do you think, Alexis, about GTA 5 and its record?
I mean, it is probably one of the most awesome games I've ever played, so I'm not surprised that it became the best-selling. It's a ton of fun. I never really got into GTA Online, but I have seen it's like one of the biggest communities on there right now. They keep making updates, awesome updates, by the way. I have a few friends here that continue to play, and they tell me to get on all the time.
It's pretty fun.
The updates are a blast. They add new heists, they add new race modes, they add new ways to shoot each other. It looks like a ton of fun. I'm not at all surprised that this is one of the highest selling games. I can't wait to see how good Red Dead Redemption does, because that's going to be the one that I'm waiting for.
Yeah, we're all going to be wearing cowboy hats when Red Dead 2 comes out.
I'm going to absolutely be wearing a cowboy hat the day that game comes out. 100%. So, last week, Tom's Guide awarded our Eon 15S as the best tech value for gaming laptops. Here's what they had to say. Origin PC found a way to deliver power, portability and affordability into a rather slim package. Thank you, Tom's Guide. Much love, friends. Luis, what do you think about this awesome news? We did it again.
I think it's great. I mean, the Eon 15S is a great laptop.
It is.
Again, one of the great values is, the 1050 Ti inside the laptop.
It is.
The killer support that comes with it as well. You get the entire package. It's not just, oh, you got a nice little laptop. You get the support, the system, and the great care that goes into, getting the system ready for you.
Not to toot our own horns, but
it's
toot
true.
toot. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Eon 15S is awesome in my eyes because it's our entry-level system. It starts off at a very, very low price compared to the rest of our systems. And it's portable. It's thin. It's light. It has a 1050 Ti, which could run practically anything. It can run anything, just at different settings. We tested it here live on stream. It's still one of my favorite laptops. So I'm very happy for our team. Congratulations to our review team for getting that outstanding review from Tom's Guide. For sure. Let's move on to some geek news. Luis, I think you're leading it.
That is correct. And the first geek news story is about the Razer phone. It was sometime last week, or was it this week?
I think it was last week. Maybe. I don't know what time
is.
Time is
a blur right now. But they did a live stream, and we watched it here in the office. And it was pretty exciting because, it's someone else entering the phone space because we're used to Samsung, Apple, take care of those stuff. Anyways, the Razer phone is considered a gaming lifestyle phone aimed at gamers. The phone features a 120 Hz screen, dual large front-facing speakers, 8 gigs of RAM, and a large battery with support for quick charge. Developers and publishers such as Square Enix and Tencent showed off their games on the phone during the live stream. And it looks pretty cool because now they have, developers on board with this new phone. And Razer's promising that more games will be on the way that support the hardware. The phone's going to come in at $699 and will be available on November 17th, which is next week. What do you think about the phone?
Pretty cool. I watched the press conference with you. It looked awesome. The phone itself is pretty amazing. There's some features overall that I really enjoyed over other phones. For example, the fingerprint reader being on the power button on the side of the phone. Brilliant move. I think people on the iPhone side have been asking for that for ages. I'm surprised they didn't do it with the X. So I think Razer really knocked it out of the park. The 120 Hz screen is pretty neat too. I don't see myself personally taking advantage of it. I guess when you're looking through the phone and just doing your various things, it would be pretty neat. But for gaming, I'm not really a huge mobile gamer, and the games that I do play on mobile are mostly like card games or simple point-and-click games, nothing too intense. The front-facing speakers, although awesome, I think would be a little bit gimmicky in my opinion, because how long are you really going to use them?
It's true.
I mostly use headphones for my phone. What I am really impressed about is the price point. I think $699 is a great price point for it, considering the iPhone X is $1,000, and even the S8 is like around this price, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
$700, I think. So
and the Google Pixel 2 are on the same price. Yeah. So pretty good that they were able to hit that mark. But what do you think? Are you going to get it, you think? Or?
No,
I don't think it's even available for Verizon.
Yeah, it's not available for Verizon. Actually, Violet Crumble mentioned in the chat that it's only available for AT&T and T-Mobile, which, it cuts out a good, portion of your customers. Maybe for the next iteration? Who knows?
Maybe.
And again, mobile games, like you were saying, I'm not really too big into mobile games. The mobile game I'm currently playing is Super Mario Run.
Right.
But that's not like a demanding game. That's not like the games they showed off during the press conference, which was...
Imagine playing it at 120 hertz.
Oh, man. Look at those jumps and the coins. Woohoo!
That PlayerUnknown Battleground type game.
Oh, the clone, yeah.
That was pretty cool. What a clone, Jesus. It's like an exact clone.
I mean, we'll see if it's actually good. It'd be interesting, have a Battleground-style game on your phone, but my concerns would be lag.
Right, for sure.
Because, you're on a phone. If you're on a mobile network, there's going to be bound to be lag.
That MOBA looks pretty good. The one that they announced. What was it?
I forgot the name.
Was it Vainglory?
No. It's by Tencent.
One. Oh, okay.
So it's by the guys, they made League of Legends.
Right.
It looks interesting, but again, MOBA and online phone, I don't know. It works for games like Clash of Clans because those are kind of staggered.
Right.
So you put in your movements and then it works in that case. But I don't know. I'm just not too sold on the concept of mobile gaming like the PlayerUnknown's clone and the League of Legends, like I forgot the name of it. Sorry.
Yeah, same here though. I'm not too sold. I just think that the phone that I have now, which I just got, which I'll get into a little bit later in the show, I absolutely love. The Razer phone it looks pretty cool. I think they're bringing a lot of interesting features. I think they did a good job as a gaming company to get into this space because it's got a ton of hype around it. The reviews I've seen are pretty stellar so far. Mm-hmm. Just the fact that it's not on my phone carrier makes me not want to get too excited about it, to be honest. But let's move on to our last bit of geek news. So our final geek news topic is about some Star Wars news that came in last night. Director Rian Johnson, who is the director of December's The Last Jedi, will be helming a brand new trilogy completely unrelated to the Skywalker saga. No dates for the movies were revealed, but the new trilogy will be focusing on new characters from a corner of the galaxy that Star Wars lore has never before explored. What do you think about this new trilogy announcement, Lewis?
It's exciting. It's also a little random to announce it here in November before the movie comes out. So now there's even more pressure on The Last Jedi to be, a really good movie, which I think it should be good. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm still, keeping away from anything Star Wars related.
No spoilers
no
yet?
spoilers. Not even like, I saw the walkers, I'm like, oh, that's cool, but that's it.
Yeah.
I think it's exciting they're pursuing other parts of the universe. I mean, we see that in the games especially.
Right.
I mean, we're gamers. We played Knights of the Old Republic, Dark Forces, and all these other games that explore different stories. And I think it's cool that the movies are moving in that direction. Rogue One did a good job at telling a story that isn't related to the Skywalkers, even though Darth Vader shows up and Leia shows up at the end. But it's a story about other people in the Star Wars universe because they have lives too. So that's why I think it's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I see where you're coming from. I just feel like I don't want it to be oversaturated. Like they're going to put too much Star Wars stuff out
Disney. There. It's Disney. They're going to do it.
That's true. You're absolutely right. I never even looked at it that way. It's just going to be... At what point is it going to be like, all right, enough Star Wars, which I never, ever want to hear from anyone. Like, Star Wars was so cool for the longest because we didn't have a new Star Wars movie forever. Then the new one started coming out, and we're like, yeah, now we're all, like, looking forward to the next one every year. But if it's going to be, like, multiple films within a year, it might get a little bit much. But I guess we'll see where it goes. I am hopeful that this director does well, even though we haven't seen this movie yet. I hear good things. The trailer was awesome, so I'm hoping for good things. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. So up next, it's recent releases. Let's talk about what's come out recently, shall we?
Have to give a special shout out to Blue Microphones, to the microphones we're currently using. Kicking off the recent releases is Sonic Forces, which launched on PC and other platforms. You can play as Sonic, classic Sonic, and what's making the news is, what everyone's talking about is you can play as your own custom character in the Sonic universe.
So neat.
I know there's, the Sonic fan base, which is absolutely excited about that, because, there's the whole joke about original character do not steal. So, in this game, you gotta, go through the Sonic universe as, your own custom character, and you gotta fight Eggman and try to save the world.
Looks pretty neat. I'm pretty excited about this one, actually, man. I like the fact that you create your own character is pretty cool. I wonder how crazy the customization options will get.
I think you play as different animals, if I'm not mistaken, which give you different
look at all the
abilities.
different Sonic types.
No, but those are the main characters.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah,
That's
those are the
cool.
Sonic and Friends.
That's pretty awesome.
So,
yeah, looking forward to that one. All right, up next we got Need for Speed Payback. Need for Speed Payback is now available on PC and other platforms. EA's latest entry into the Need for Speed franchise features a campaign following 3 characters that will race, complete missions, and do challenges with a wide array of cars. Need for Speed back at it again. And this one looks spectacular.
it looks really cool. This also uses the Frostbite engine, I believe, because, EA now has everyone using Frostbite. So, obviously, the characters look great. There's going to be a story. Obviously, it echoes of Fast and Furious style story, but people like that stuff.
Yeah, so I enjoy it personally. I like the Need for Speed stories were always really good. I do miss the Need for Speed Undergrounds. Those were like my favorites because the stories were really cool. The customization for the cars was really awesome, and the races were super intense. There seems to be a lot of racing games out there, but Need for Speed is always kind of really implanted well into the racing community. So I'm glad to see that they're back with a new title.
Cool. And finally, we have Neo Complete Edition, which has launched on the PC and PS4. Notably, this was previously a PS4 exclusive, but now it's on PC, because, us PC gamers love it when those exclusives come aboard to PC. Team Ninja's hack-and-slash RPG game is now, it actually supports 4K and an uncapped frame rate, which is something we love here at Origin PC. You get to experience a dark samurai fantasy and fight ninjas or supernatural beings with samurai weaponry and magic. I know people call this kind of like a Dark Souls-like game. So someone that's played Dark Souls, I've been, aching to play this on PC. So
it looks pretty neat. I never tried it. I hear pretty good things about it, though, so I'm pretty excited to see where it goes. So now we're going to go on break, ladies and gentlemen. Once we get back, we're going to be chatting with the great Cinder. But stay tuned. We're just going to play some quick commercials from Origin PC. So enjoy, sit back, relax, and we'll see you in a bit. This is virtual reality with Origin PC. Future-proof custom PCs built to meet your virtual reality needs. PC-powered virtual reality offers more than any other VR platform. You get room-scale experiences, improved hardware tracking, and more interactivity. Your PC will need some serious power for a smooth and consistent VR experience. At Origin PC, our PCs are beyond VR ready, with powerful future-proof technology ensuring you'll have an enjoyable and smooth VR experience. Our PCs come equipped with powerful processors and the latest graphics cards that can handle over 90 frames per second for each VR screen. With Origin PC desktops, you can customize a system with multiple graphics cards and fast processors that can run VR software and hardware without system lag. From our small form factor systems that you can carry with ease to our mid-tower and full-tower systems with patented variable mounting technology, all Origin PC desktops are ready for the future of VR. Origin PC laptops are outfitted with multiple USB ports, the latest NVIDIA 10 series graphics cards, and Intel desktop processors, allowing you to set up VR anywhere you go. You can customize your PC with custom paint, hardline liquid cooling, and RGB lighting to match your own personal style. All Origin PC systems are backed with free lifetime 24/7 US-based support and come with free lifetime labor on any system upgrades. Virtual reality with Origin PC means you're more than VR ready. You're ready for the future. Bam!
Stop it.
Bam! Welcome back, everybody! Sorry for the double PAX video, friends. It's time to chat. Well, first of all, shout out to Intel for powering our streaming rig. And now it's time to chat with Cinder, formerly known as Unholy Temptress. You can find Cinder playing World of Warcraft and all sorts of games on Twitch, including recent releases such as Assassin's Creed Origins. Cinder is also very active on Twitter and is currently in the middle of an extended travel trip that has included trips to TwitchCon, BlizzCon. Cinder also does some cosplay previously and has been streaming for over 4 years now. How do you like that intro, by the way?
That was an intense. I don't think anybody's ever introed me that much before.
There you go.
I kind of felt a little bit like Daenerys, how she has like 50 different titles she reads through like before she talks. That's a little bit what it felt like.
First time for everything. How are you doing,
Right.
ma'am? Happy Friday. Woo.
Happy Friday, even though it kind of feels like every day's Friday to me.
Does it?
I never know what day it is. Life of a streamer. Sorry, guys. I clock into work.
You're at work right now.
Guys. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm having a great Friday.
That's
I
awesome.
hope that you guys are as well.
Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you so much for being on the show. I know
No,
we
thanks
tried
for
to schedule
having me.
you on for like ages, so we nailed it. We nailed it. Luis is going to kick off with some questions. Do it.
Thank you for being on the show, Cinder. We just had a couple questions for you for this little segment. Alexis mentioned that you're on an extended travel trip, which has included TwitchCon and BlizzCon. How's that been going?
It's been pretty great as far as it could have been. I had pneumonia for like up until now. I guess I'm still kind of getting over it. I'm done with antibiotics. I feel much better now. But the trip has been great. I couldn't really ask for a better TwitchCon or BlizzCon. TwitchCon just gets better each year, the bigger and bigger it gets.
Heck yeah,
And
it was a lot of fun.
BlizzCon was absolutely mind-blowing amazing this year. So
That's killer. So you were just at BlizzCon and TwitchCon. Any thoughts on the announcements made during both those events?
So TwitchCon, I think the biggest announcement that I was excited for was gifting subscribers. Ever since I got partnered on Twitch, like 3.5 years ago, people had been asking me like, oh, it's so dumb that we can't give people subscriptions. We have to like, send them PayPal money or something. So that's pretty exciting because I know like people in my community have also wanted to do that and have done it before by sending people PayPal money.
Mhm.
So that's pretty cool. And as far as the World of Warcraft announcement at BlizzCon, that's the only announcement I care about there. Battle for Azeroth is going to be fantastic and like really birth that Horde versus Alliance vibe that we've wanted for so many years now.
Right.
It's been a long time since it mattered which side you were on because you're both doing the same content. So finally, pitting us against each other again is going to be pretty exciting. And then the classic server announcement, but I'm pretty so on the classic server announcement.
That's what I'm most excited about. I want to go back to
I'm
Vanilla WoW.
excited that people are excited, but my thing is, I feel like a lot of people either didn't play vanilla or don't remember how freaking hard it was.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
I'll agree that World of Warcraft now is fairly easy. You can hit like brand new level caps when the expansion comes out, like a day or two.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll get that, but I think it's gonna take about a week when people realize they're not level cap and they've got like 1 gold to their name that they're gonna be like, wow, this is pretty rough. I'm like, yeah, it was rough back then.
Yeah, remember exactly. Yeah,
Oh yeah, and
I'm used to playing the
they said
hardcore
they went,
MMOs.
huh?
I'm used to playing those hardcore MMOs, so I think I'm gonna like
Oh
it.
yeah. Well, like, did you play vanilla?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I leveled up vanilla as Alliance, and it's gonna take like one Alliance character to run all the way to Scarlet Monastery after trying to find a group for an hour and a half, and it disbanding when they get there. Like that, I did that so many times, and I was just like, I was very thankful when they made the group finder and stuff. It took away social aspects of the game, but you like took out that I've been searching for a group for an hour, and then we disbanded 10 minutes into the group because everyone sucks. Like it took that aspect out of it, which I appreciated. And they've already said they're not putting LFR or group finder in it. Like, you are in it to win it, all social, get
Wow.
your butt
Wow.
in trade chat, spamming, looking for group.
That's
like,
awesome. See, I miss that. I miss those
oh,
days. I just
yeah,
recently
you say that.
revisited like old school EverQuest, and it's the same thing. There's no group finder. You just kind of have to chat, like looking for group, and then send tells to people, and then they kind of like interview you, like, oh, do you know what you're doing? We're gonna go to this dungeon. What spells do you have equipped? It's like, yeah, okay, and then you get in it, and then you stay in that group just grinding it out, killing the same mobs over and over again for hours, and then you have to find a replacement for yourself before you leave if you want to do the right
That's
thing.
because you're polite, right?
Right,
Because you're
exactly.
polite. Or if it's like you want to be polite, but you just don't have time, you just, unplug your Ethernet cable out of the back of the computer, and you're just like, whoops,
Disconnected.
DC, lost
LD.
power.
LD.
We're awful people. It's
I know,
all right.
for real.
So
I'm
speaking of
excited for
WoW,
people to be excited. I really am.
because you guys are talking about WoW. I'm like the WoW outsider because I haven't touched WoW at all. I know. What are your thoughts on how Blizzard's been maintaining WoW in the community? Because again, as an outsider, I see as from a writer standpoint, it's like, oh, they're doing a really good job because WoW's been active for years now. So what do you think?
I definitely think a lot of companies should kind of take notes from Blizzard because they listen to us, like genuinely listen to us. So if you're outside of the WoW community, you don't really know, people were making their own classic servers, which is technically like illegal, is frowned upon because you're stealing their content at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So they're shutting down these classic servers, but they heard that everybody wants them, and so what they're doing is, they're like, well, we'll relaunch for you so you can have your classic server back. We're just going to change some things up. Who knows what those changes are? Who knows if people are going to be happy with what they change? But World of Warcraft actually listened, or Blizzard actually listened, and another kind of like facet of that is they saw the backlash of Warlords of Draenor, and so what they did was they were like, Gamescom, we're announcing Legion, which that doesn't, they saved those announcements for BlizzCon, their own, convention.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it in Germany, but they heard that people were backlashing. I'm sure they felt the sub numbers backlash, and they were like, we're going to give you what you want, which is a better expansion. So they listen. I mean, not as much as everybody wants them to, obviously, because everyone's going to have something that they want changed. I still want the old Innervate back that made me unkillable as a Resto Druid in arenas, but, we can't have it all, right?
Exactly.
So they listen to what they can do and balance it out, which is very nice.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. They've been awesome at listening to the community. They take good community feedback. I mean, they're constantly updating their game. They're constantly doing new things to keep people interested. And I mean, WoW's been around for ages, right? It's been a while forever. And look at it. It's still going. They're still releasing content for it. It's unheard of. And there's still a ton of people that play. It's still to this day the MMO that everyone compares every other MMO to,
Yep.
right? So
It's like, oh, is it like WoW? Is it
Exactly.
better than WoW?
yeah, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears a little bit. In August, you went through a rebrand, and for those of you who missed it earlier, I mentioned that she used to be known as Unholy Temptress. You rebranded, now known as Cinder. So what was the rebranding process like? Did you find it difficult? Was it a smooth transition for you?
I think the hardest part for me with the rebrand was I talked about the rebrand for like the better part of a year at that point. Like I knew that I needed to rebrand, but finding a word or a username, especially because Unholy Temptress was something I was using for like since I was 13, so well over a decade I'd been using that name, and to think of a brand new username, something that most of us did when we were children or teenagers,
Mhm.
is it's hard. It's much harder than you think, and everyone's got usernames that are taken. So you have to find a username that's not taken on every social media asset or venue, which is hard.
That is
You just
rough.
Yep.
it's impossible. Thankfully, I don't have enough clout on Twitter and Instagram to get Cinder on those, but I got CinderSlays for all my social media, and thankfully Twitch was really just super nice and easy about me taking the name Cinder because it was inactive. I didn't take it from anyone who was using it. It followed all the guidelines, an inactive account that hadn't been used in literally years. And they gave it to me. They said, "You tell us when to punch the button, we'll punch the button." The biggest thing after that part that was the hardest was just launching everything at the same time. That whole golden rule of clear, consistent branding, how you just want everything to come out right at the same time and
Right.
look
Yep.
uniform and not be, disheveled or anything like that. And I think after getting the name and going through that whole process, that was the hardest part, was trying to make sure everything launched smoothly. But I had rave reviews about my unveiling of the new name. Everyone loved it. Um, Jed was the one who made my GIF, and everyone was like, "It was perfect! Like it was so hype. Everything was just on point for it." Everyone's like, "I've never seen a rebrand go so well," because a lot of people just rebrand and kind of don't say anything. But I wanted it to have this huge, like almost being reborn kind of situation,
Mhm.
because I mean, Unholy Temptress isn't the most PG friendly name out there. You get the word unholy
It's
and
all
then
right.
Temptress, and you just put it together and see what works. Like, so I wanted everyone to just know, like, that's the old me, like, that's the old content, and this is new. Like, this is how we're going to be moving forward. This be a much more family friendly username.
That's awesome. Congrats, Sal.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
So with the rebrand, what's your plan for the future? Because you're talking about the past, but now what about the future on Twitch and other social media platforms?
So the biggest part, as with the rebranding and where I'm taking my Twitch stream now, I definitely have toned it down a little bit. I do want it to be more of like that PG-13 aspect rather than my old stream, which was just the wild wild west. Like whatever I said, and like who cares at that point. It kind of went with this whole like refocusing my career at that
Mm-hmm.
point. I was getting turned down for things because of a username and the connotations that go with that username, unfortunately. And you can't change people's reactions. They read the words unholy temptress and they're going to think whatever they think, whether they know you as a person or not,
Yeah.
So with the rebrand, I definitely changed my content a little bit, not too much, just toned it down a little bit. And I definitely toned down my Twitter. As you said earlier, I'm definitely on Twitter like way too much. I toned down my Twitter a little bit, less controversial, really neutral, stick to the dank memes, and
It
like try
works.
and keep it light at that point.
The
So
danker, the better.
exactly.
So, okay, as a streamer, one of the biggest things is to interact with all your fan base, keep your community tight knit. Obviously, that gets a little overwhelming. You have to manage a bunch of different social channels. How do you manage to do all that? What's the best advice you can give someone trying to manage multiple social channels?
Definitely invest in some programs that help you out. There are some free ones. There are not free ones as well. I don't like to spend money, so I use free ones.
Right
My
on.
biggest one that I use is TweetDeck for my Twitter stuff. As far
Sweet.
as my Facebook goes, it's definitely not as interactive as my Twitter is, and that's just because Facebook doesn't quite have the integrations that I like, especially with GIFs and stuff like that. It's just not the same, and the links break on it all the time. But TweetDeck keeps me on point, and as far as my computer is concerned, I have so many different columns up: my mentions, my DMs, any scheduled tweets I have, and then I also have, like job postings in the game industry, anything that you're interested in. Anytime a new game comes out, I create a column for that because I want to see if people are saying if it has performance issues, like what their opinions are as far as the gameplay is concerned, and if I should be, looking at it as a streamer, even like off-brand indie games that I see have launched on Steam, I'll like pull up a little column for that just to check it out. As far as off my computer, definitely the best thing ever invented is called Every Post. I'm fairly certain it's on iOS and Android, and it lets me schedule posts for Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, which is like amazing because if I've got a contract and I have deliverables that I need to be meeting, but I know that, say, I'm going to be watching wrestling or at a movie or something in like an hour, I want to make sure that tweet goes out. And I want to make sure it goes out on every platform just like I promised it would at that time. And every post is free, so that makes it 10 times better.
Killer.
So I got another question.
It's a job.
It's not. This is a follow up on that. How would you say your social media? How do you say it? Like savviness has increased since you started.
Oh man, when I first started streaming, I didn't have a Twitter. I thought Twitter was dumb. I had no idea how to use it. I just was like, I remember talking to one of my longtime friends that I've known through World of Warcraft, and he used it, and I was like, what do I do? I just like, I at you, and I'm like talking to you now. I was like, but now everyone can see that I'm talking to you. Like, this is weird. And it definitely took me a long time to start picking up how to use Twitter. After that moment, though, like as soon as I started looking at algorithms and how they plan things out, especially when the in case you missed it started happening, planning out if your tweet's going to end up in that little section of somebody's channel or not, and planning out when discovery links are on Facebook, like people we suggest, or Instagram, like photos if you haven't looked at through your discovery thing. That's when it started blowing up for me, and I think that's the biggest part that people don't understand about social media is you need to understand your analytics, you need to understand how to tell people about them, and you need to understand the algorithms, which are constantly changing. So when it changes, you're like, ah, dang it, like back to the drawing board. Now I have to figure it out again, or hope somebody figures it out and posts it on social media somewhere. But it's kind of like a little analytic side job on its own that you need to be aware of and definitely know how to use it to your favor.
Awesome.
Following up on that, what's the best advice you can give to someone starting on Twitch today? I know it's a tough question. We usually ask that question with people, and it's almost the same, like, good luck.
Yeah,
it's hard now.
Everyone is like that deep sigh. You're like, well, number one, best of luck. It's so hard, and I think my biggest thing that recently I've tried to start soapboxing on Twitch a little bit is like, it's okay if you're not supposed to be the best streamer ever. Like, if that's not your personality, that's fine. I can't swim. I'm not an Olympic swimmer. Everyone's not meant to do everything, you know? Like, I'm not going to be an astronaut in my lifetime. And if people feel like they're socially awkward or they have like a hard time like interacting with chat, like maybe you need to have this conversation with yourself where you're, maybe I'm not meant to be a streamer and that's okay. Like, maybe I should just play games in my free time. The thing, like, when I finally admitted to myself that I don't have the personality to stream 12 to 16 hours a day every single day, because, like, I tell people I'm a sunflower child. I like to go outside. I like to have face-to-face interactions. The longer I go consecutive days without doing that, the more down on myself I'm going to get. And when I admitted that to myself in the stream, and I was like, you know what, guys, like, I don't think I can stream 10 hours a day for you. I don't know if I can stick to a schedule. Like, I don't know what I can give you that these top 10% streamers can give you at this time. Like, I don't think I'm that person, and that's okay, but I'll give you what I can, and we're just going to work through that. Like, when I got rid of my schedule, I was like, I'll just tweet when I can. I stopped saying that I would tweet the next day, because sometimes it'd be like, oh, I got a doctor's appointment, and suddenly I can't stream today. That's when everything went up. My happiness went up, community happiness went up, because when they see you're trying to be something you're not, it also brings them down a little bit, because they're like, are you being fake right now? Like, what's going on? Like, you're not happy, I'm not happy, the energy of the stream is low, so like everything kind of takes those steps down, and you just, I don't know, the best advice I can give you is really look like deep down, like get really introspective with yourself and decide like what can you give these people as a streamer. Don't try to be someone else, it's what you can give everyone else as a streamer.
Wow, well
That's
said.
really good advice, yeah.
That's the best answer we've got to that question.
It's true, because
I thought about this plenty.
That's amazing.
Lots of introspection on it.
Good job. All right, now let's switch it up again. Are there any games or movies or TV shows that you're really looking forward to this year that are coming out soon?
I'm pretty slack on the TV shows. I haven't had cable in I don't even know how many years. I think college, my dorm when it was free. Like, I think that's the last time I had cable. As far as games, I'm like super pumped. If anyone follows me on Twitter, you know how pumped I am. Like, right after this, I'm gonna be playing Sims, Cats and Dogs.
I know, you're so excited.
I'm so like I don't think I've ever been this excited for a Sims game, but I've got like 10 years vet experience like IRL. So I'm hoping that I've never RP'd on stream before, but I'm hoping I have the confidence to do some RP of IRL conversations I've had in the vet industry because they're like
I will be there.
seriously hilarious. They're genuinely hilarious conversations people have had with me inside the vet clinic. So I'm hoping to do that, and then I'm saving Super Mario Odyssey. I have a trip to Australia in like a week and a half. Like most self-control I think I've ever had in my entire life to not buy and download Super Mario Odyssey right
Oh man,
now.
I don't know how you're doing
But I'm
it.
gonna be playing it on Australia. Don't do that. Don't do this. I still have a week and a half to go. Like don't.
You
I
can do
haven't
it.
played it
I
either.
know how
Yeah,
amazing it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's so much to play. There's Assassin's Creed. There's
Yeah.
Wolfenstein. There's all the, you're playing Sims. So you're gonna take your mind off of it. Doom's coming out today for the
I
Switch. So it's
hope.
like,
Did someone get you Sims Cats and Dogs, and does that mean you're gonna splash cold water on Dave's face when
And
he's asleep?
nobody got it for me.
Damn it.
Like I say,
Ah.
unfortunately, because I just don't like spending money, but also fortunately, because like I'm trying not to live on the streets of California right now after waking Dave up by splashing water on his face.
That would have been
But
funny.
I just, it would have been perfect until it wasn't.
So what time
until
are you doing
I was
this?
laughing and he wasn't.
What time are you doing this Cats and Dogs stream so we could all tune in?
Oh, right after this, I'm just gonna
Awesome.
swap out my Ethernet cable, so probably like less than 10 minutes to switch over for that.
Sweet.
But
What
I
will
was
we
just
be watching?
talking to my stream or today in Discord, and it kind of feels like we kind of, shot or shot as far as game releases are concerned in the last 2 weeks. I mean, everything else after this kind of feels like just reboots on different consoles.
Right.
You guys
very
feel
true.
that? I feel that like real hard right now.
Mm.
Yep. I
I'm
agree
also
with you.
scared that next year we'll have no good one-player games. Like, right?
I don't
Well,
know.
there's
I
gonna be
don't
Red
Real
Dead
scared.
Redemption 2. That's the one I'm waiting for.
So one after we've had how many this year?
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
This month alone was insane. It was like bam, bam,
Right.
bam. I was like,
Yeah.
oh god, I can't keep up. I haven't even played them all. I still haven't touched Wolfenstein. I've been playing Assassin's Creed, which is fantastic. I haven't touched Mario yet. I've been playing Call of Duty World War II, which is a beast. So many games.
have, like-
Destiny 2, I've been nonstop.
Oh, I've been playing Destiny 2. Well, I haven't been able to stream much when the pneumonia like came back full force. I had pretty much just like told myself to stop streaming because I was only streaming for 2 hours per the doctor. And then he was like, "You need to stop talking completely. Like I'm uncomfortable
man.
with you streaming at all. You're in
Wow.
another state now. You still have pneumonia." And so I kind of just like was like, "I'm gonna chill out until my antibiotics are done, and then we'll stream after that instead of just making the sickness linger." My list of games to play is like a month and a half long at this
That's
point,
true.
just
I hear
because
ya.
games kept coming out and I kept getting keys for them, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll play your game some in
Definitely
December,
play your game.
January. Like eventually, I'll advertise that game for you. Don't you worry.
By the time you
It's-
commit, that company's like done.
The sequel's already coming
Pretty
out.
much. Thankfully, a bunch of the companies have been like, "Don't worry, like we know what's going on. We follow you on Twitter. Like,
that's
don't worry
good.
about it. It's fine."
That's
I didn't sign any contracts, so I'm in the clear here as far as I'm concerned.
Right on. Good.
Yeah. Plus, you're on your trip. I mean, more power to you that you're streaming on the go, which is great.
Yeah.
Oh
But-
yeah, I rented this tiny little mini office with all this random cryptography things behind me, but it's pretty nice. They gave me a good rate, and I don't have to sit in a loft because that's where we're staying at right now. There's no walls, so it's like I could stream and everyone could listen to, New Blood have their work meetings while I'm streaming, or I could go find somewhere else to stream quieter. I'm sure everyone down here hates me right now. They're like,
Who's
this young
talking?
hoodlum child came in here.
Anyways, final question, so you can go to your Sims, Cats and Dogs. What do you enjoy most about PC gaming?
I think the thing, honestly, if I had to pick one definitive reason that PC gaming is superior, is the modding. In any game, almost any game. Immediately there are people making mods for it, which extends content, makes graphics better. I mean, PC already usually has better graphics if you've got a high-end PC, but the fact that people can mod things on PC changes the entire game because it just expands the life of that game immediately,
Mhm,
and it lets
for
people
sure.
do what they want with the game.
Good answer. Good
I agree.
answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
I like it. Well, Christy, the floor is yours. Anything you want to say? Tell people where to find you on Twitter. Tell people where to find you on Twitch. Tell people what you got coming up.
I am on Twitter, all social media at CinderSlays,
Which you can find up
SLAYS,
here.
not Santa Slay. Uh, And on Twitch, I am just Cinder, Cinder. Got that original esports name that you see on all the jerseys when I'm super famous one day.
Rock on.
And basically, just super appreciate you guys having me on. Sorry it took us about like 4 months to finally schedule this to happen.
I'm glad you made it.
But we did it.
I can't wait to roam around with you at the next event we see each other. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Have a fantastic weekend. Thanks again.
You guys
Thank
too.
you.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, thank you, friends. We're going to go to Plug of the Week. Oh, look, we're doubled up.
Whoa.
Plug of the Week coming up next. Soon. Any minute now.
Well, we're there anyways.
Are we?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Plug of the Weekend show. What is going on? Weird transition, but we made it.
Yeah, we're
So,
there.
let's talk about the earliest thing. Thankful for smooth 4K uncapped performance. This month's promo.
Oh.
This month's promo, free U.S. ground shipping, digital copy of Destiny 2, NVIDIA GeForce GTX Ti, Eon laptop or GTX 1080, pretty awesome. A free digital copy of Assassin's Creed Origins and Total War Warhammer 2 with the Intel Core 7700K. Free Champions Pack for Quake Champions with the Ryzen 5 or 7 or the AMD Radeon RX 500 series. A free $50 gigantic in-game credit, free digital Steam key for Shadow of the Avatar, and free $100 Triumph World in-game credit. A ton of stuff
So much
for the
stuff.
November promo, so make sure to check that out. GeForce GTX 1070 Ti is now available on OriginPC.com. Friends, this is an awesome card. It sits somewhere in between the 1080 and the 1070, right?
That's correct.
So it's that sweet spot right in the middle. Make sure to check that out. Available for any Origin PC. That's Millennium, Chronos, Neuron, and Genesis. Did I get them all? I got them all. Omni.
too.
Sweet. The Omni also. Yeah, 1070 Ti is awesome. Great price point for the power. I think price per performance is probably one of the best cards out there. Very, very great reviews that have been coming out for it. I'm a big fan of the card. We've gotten to test one here, and it's phenomenal. So pretty awesome. I love the Ti series for the GTX cards. They're pretty good, and this one's they've nailed it. Good job. Finally, we're giving away a custom Millennium PC with Friday the 13th, the game. You could sign up right now at www.originpc.com/giveaway. There's a ton of stuff you could win. You win an Asus ROG screen, you win Astro headsets, you win HyperX keyboard, HyperX mouse, and Gunner optic glasses. Then there's some runner-up prizes where you get to win some of the peripherals, some glasses, tons of stuff you can walk away with. Big thank you to Friday the 13th for putting this all together. The PC itself looks awesome with that sick paint job.
You got Jason on it. That's
Jason
great.
right on it, dude. It's so sick. Check it out. Please go sign up. www.originpc.com/giveaway. Again, www.originpc.com/giveaway. In fact, if you type in /giveaway in the chat right now, you should get the link pop up to make it easier for you to click on. Now, up next, we got Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat. Let's do this.
It's time to talk about Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat, where we talk about the games that we're currently playing. This segment is sponsored by the Origin PC Gear Shop, where you can buy the Eat, Sleep, Game, Repeat shirt.
Hello.
Alexis, what are you Eat, Sleep, Game repeating?
I am Eat, Sleep, Game repeating Assassin's Creed Origins, and it's absolutely bonkers. I absolutely love this game. I'm having a great time with it. There's Luis getting in his Assassin's Creed car. It's such a blast. I've been playing it in 4K, and it is absolutely beautiful. The game itself is so cool compared to... How would I compare it to another Assassin's Creed game? It's more of an open world RPG than it is an Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion.
So is it like The Witcher?
Kind of like The Witcher, kind of like Skyrim, and then you throw in Assassin's Creed combat and the climbing on walls and the stealth kills and all that good stuff. It's a ton of fun, man. Definitely one of the better Assassin's Creed games I've played, especially the best one I've played in recent history. So I'm very, very, very excited to continue playing it because I'm having a hell of a good time with it. All the other Assassin's Creed games I've played, this one I'm actually sticking with, which is different. And I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. What about you, Lewis? What are you playing?
I am currently playing Quake Champions. As you can see, it's the good old Quake action. It's in early access. It's very, very fast. Actually, funny story about Quake Champions. I was playing the Call of Duty World War II beta, and I was like, man, this is really slow. 2 seconds later, I jumped on the Quake, and I'm like, yeah, this is more my style. They just released a patch this week. They added some, netcode optimizations. They also, it's also a double XP weekend, so if you're interested, go check it out. Again, it is in early access, so there's bugs, there's some kinks they're working on. But, I mean, you can play as Doom Guy. I mean, what more can you ask for?
You can play as Doom Guy?
Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, you can play as Doom Guy, BJ Blazkowicz from Wolfenstein, and then, some of the old Quake characters, like Visor. He's the guy with, like, the mask.
Yeah.
And all of them have voice lines, so it's kind of fun. Doom Guy doesn't talk.
Right.
He actually has a special ability called Silent Protagonist, where he says nothing. But BJ, has his thing.
I love that it says special abilities.
Actually, there's a little icon which shows the Doom Guy's face, but with like a line zipped across and an X on it, so like he doesn't talk.
That's cool.
So it's considered a feature. It's like the other characters talk. They talk trash. It's like, oh, I got you, or I'm gonna come get you when you die and you respawn.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah.
I love those fast-paced FPS shooters, and it's really, you can only play those games on the PC.
It's true.
Because that mouse and keyboard is much needed when things are moving that fast. And Quake Champions nails it, so I'm glad to see that.
I just love the speed.
That game's doing so well.
It's great.
Same.
Because like Destiny 2, I'm not gonna slam on Destiny 2. I like Destiny 2's PvP. It's great. But when you go to Quake, it's a completely different game.
Of course.
Because
Destiny 2 is that slow, methodical. Yeah. You'd have to you jump, you glide in the air for if you glide in the air that long in Quake, you're done.
Oh yeah, but then you have the rail gun. So if someone's like taking the jump, you just you aim at the rail gun and they're gone or you're gone, depending what's going on.
Depending.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, awesome. So up next we have Check This Out. Thank you to Elgato for providing the Stream Deck and capture card in our streaming PC. So in Check This Out, we'll be talking about anything we've been checking out. This includes movies, TV, music, tech, gadgets, apps, software. Lewis, what have you been checking out, my friend?
I've been checking out Thor Ragnarok. Not Thor the guy, although he's pretty cool. But the movie was very, very good. I know a lot of the reviews came out were saying like, oh, it's one of the best Marvel movies, and it's kind of hard to say because there's so many Marvel movies out. You can't say like, oh, this is the best one, because every time you go see the movie, you have a good feeling about it. But Thor Ragnarok was very, very funny. If you guys saw the shorts, they had a couple shorts either this year or last year with like Thor and his roommate.
Did they?
Yeah, it's pretty funny. If you can look up the shorts online, they're pretty funny. I forgot the name of the roommate. And it's very more comedic than the previous two Thor movies, which are, more colloquial, or they were more like cerebral. It was, more high level, while this movie kind of, it steps back a little bit and says like, no, this is a movie set in space and the Hulk's in it. I think it's pretty funny. I think everyone was like, there was no one in the movie that was like, oh man, that person could have done better, or this could have been. No, everything was great. The music was great. There's like 80s synth style music in the movie.
Interesting,
so it's like
interesting.
They're in where Jeff Goldblum's character, like his planet,
right? And
you hear like the 80s synth going on. You're like, man, am I watching like a high def 80s movie? And Thor and the Hulk are going, on this buddy adventure. And other characters as well, such as Valkyrie, who's great.
I heard it's pretty awesome.
It is. It really is. I mean, can't stop raving about it because it's funny. That's one thing that compared to some of the other Marvel
threw
movies.
Most people off.
Yeah,
how funny it was.
Yeah, because again, you watch the second Thor movie, like the first half of the movie is serious. Like,
Very
man,
serious.
the end of the world is coming. There's these space elves or whatever, and then Loki comes into the picture, and the movie turns funny.
Right.
In this movie, it's like the second it starts, it's funny. Like, I think our row, because I went with a group of friends, we were laughing nonstop. Just to the intro sequence, like Thor is full of himself. He's like a nice space jock,
right?
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because you know how there's the jock dude, but he's like a bully. But Thor is just a nice guy, and he's so full of himself, but in a nice way. Like you see that from the first movie, the second movie, the third movie. You see his progression. And now he's just, he's kind of a goofy character, which is great.
That's killer. Yeah, I can't wait to go see it. I think you got me even more hyped to see it than I was earlier.
No, I don't want to hype it up too much. Just go in expecting a nice little superhero comedy. That's the way to approach it. Don't go and expect like, oh man, this is the
I like
funniest
superhero
thing.
comedies though. That's good.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
really
Go in expecting to laugh, and don't be afraid to laugh because I was laughing the entire time. So.
So what I've been checking out, I just recently switched sides. Previously, being an iPhone user for all these years.
This is not an ad, by the way.
Not an ad. I've made the switch to Android. I'm now a proud owner of the Samsung Galaxy S8. I cannot tell you how much I love this phone. First of all, I think since I started with smartphones, I've been on iOS. I've only ever had an iPhone. It's all I've used since iPhone 4, I believe, or maybe even earlier than that. I can't remember, but it's all I've really ever been accustomed to. I've had other friends that have shown me their Android-based phones, and I'm like, I'm not too impressed. But I've heard so many good things about the Samsung Galaxy S8. I decided to make the jump over, and I'm so happy with it. Like, I don't know why it took me so long. As an Android, as a PC user, I just feel more comfortable with an Android. Like, the customization abilities. I've made this phone completely different than when I was when I got it. I've changed everything from the ringtones to the way it looks to the icons that are used. The apps are pretty awesome. The camera, I cannot stop taking pictures with this phone. So for those of you that don't know, I manage the Origin PC's Instagram. You could tell, first of all, there's going to be a lot more Instagram photos coming your way.
Instagram/OriginPC.
Yeah, Instagram.com/OriginPC. Check out the quality of photos lately. You cannot deny it. The videos and photos have taken quite a humongous leap since I've made the switch. I am so happy with it. I think I downloaded a new theme every day. I have like custom ringtones that are like Stranger Things themed, and it's been a blast. I'm so happy with it. I don't think I'm ever going back to iOS. Recently, my biggest gripe with iOS was that after every update, my phone felt slower and slower, like as if it was just telling me like, "Hey, time for an upgrade, buddy." Yeah. And really, like towards the last few months of me having my last iPhone, which I had the 6 Plus, it was just like unusable. I'd constantly be getting errors. I'd constantly have to reboot it. It was just running so slow. But I'm very happy that I've made the switch. I cannot say enough great things about this phone. If you guys are on the fence, if you have the ability to just try it out for a little while, especially if you're a PC user, I think you'll be absolutely blown away. I'm blown away by the performance, by the customization. I'm very happy with it. Thank you, Samsung. Thank you for making me see the light.
I mean, I've always been an Android guy, and Samsung has been the greatest.
So. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Does Origin have their own Android theme? Man, we should get on that. I think I'm going to make it happen now. I've never been a need to before, but now I need to have it.
So now it does the
oh, that would be so cool.
Okay, I would love that. Now he would switch from Apple to Android if he could do that.
I know, it's true.
Because he got the iPhone X.
We can get Kevin to do it for sure. Yeah, Kevin's hardcore into iOS and iPhones.
I mean, they're great devices.
They really are. They really are.
But I just prefer the Samsungs.
Man, that's so cool. I think I'm going to have to make it happen. So up next, we have Ask Origin PC. Hopefully, you guys have been asking questions. If you haven't, start asking them now. I see Max Bunny already with a question up top. But let's skip to the segment.
Let's hop to it. All right, so we'll take Max Bunny's question.
Max Bunny, real quick, yeah. Do most motherboards handle gigabit internet now, or do you need something special? Most of them do. Most of the newer ones definitely handle gigabit internet. The Wi-Fi cards, and just the network cards available on board on the motherboards are like unparalleled. There's no real reason to get an external network card unless you're doing something super heavy duty. I remember the days when you had to get a NIC card.
Yeah, but not anymore.
Not anymore. It's not even necessary.
Nowadays are great.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
The audio is great. The network is great. Just, they're decked out.
Yep. Can't agree more. So thank you for that question, Max Bunny. Lewis, you got some more?
Yes, I have a list of questions that you guys took. I wrote them down. Rightful Egos earlier in the show asked, do you guys think we will get full dive VR anytime in like the next 20 years? So I'm guessing that's a reference to like just, really immersive VR.
Yeah. I mean, VR is already taking humongous leaps.
First we got the headset.
Yeah.
And what would be the next step, right? Then you got mixed reality, you got the controllers.
Right. Next step would like be embedding the reality right into your brain, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I did see a really cool concept VR headset the other day where it's both sides and you bring it around your head and it snaps right in front of you into the full headset. It's two different lenses, which is how the VR headsets are, so it makes sense that it would do that. So you basically grab it, you kind of just go click and it clicks on, and then you got the full VR headset. I was like, man, that's a really good idea. I don't see much improvement in that. I think the only improvements we're going to see are higher resolutions in it. Already VR is super immersive, but you can definitely tell you're in a video game just because when you get up close to a texture, you're like, okay, this looks a little wonky. But even then, like, man, playing VR is an experience that it's so hard to describe to people that haven't done it before. But once you're in it, you're just really in it. So once it starts getting to those points where more VR experiences come out, like,
I mean, there's
like
the Oculus one that just came out. The tiny, well, it hasn't come out yet, but this tiny one, the $200 one.
The $200 one is kind of standalone.
It's slowly making its way. I think. Sorry to hijack, but I think the future is really less physical hardware and more software, if that makes sense.
Right.
So when the hardware goes from, the Oculus headset, which already is pretty comfy, to something less, that's when we're, going to make the baby steps, making VR attainable. Or full dive.
Right, full dive. True.
Which is, that's what you see in the movies, you're in it, like you're fighting dragons, or you're in another city and you got to see everything in person. But we'll see. 20 years? I mean, so much has happened in the past 20 years. I mean, let's think. You got the Virtual Boy and now you got the Oculus. So maybe we go from Oculus to the next thing. So who knows?
Agreed.
Next question we got from Danzo earlier in the show. Are there any old games you would like to see a new game or remake for?
Ooh. I would have to go with Darkfall. I know I've talked about Darkfall
You love that Darkfall.
to no end on this show, but God, I love Darkfall so much. I would just love to see a game just like Darkfall with next-gen graphics. That would be my dream game. Because I love the fact that it's an open-world sandbox MMO, which is my bread and butter. But I love the PvP. I love the fact that it's full loop PvP, of course, but I love the fact that it's also skill-based shots, where it's like you actually have to aim your bow shots, or you have to aim your melee shots, you have to aim your spells at people. It's not just tab targeting. There's a lot of jumping and evading and trying to hide behind trees to avoid shots. I love that the combat in it is second to none, in my opinion. So seeing a game like that remade would be probably my dream. What about yourself?
I'm going to go with SOCOM. It's a PlayStation game.
Heck yeah, I remember SOCOM, man.
I mean, unfortunately, the developer no longer exists.
Yeah,
but
bummer.
Those games were so intense. I'm kind of spoiled because, there's games like Battlegrounds and Ghost Recon that kind of emulate that, hardcore tactical style game. I mean, Battlegrounds not so much because it's, it's Battle Royale. But it's just the idea of, you could die at any moment.
Right.
Like that kind of game. And Counter-Strike offers that as well. But the SOCOM games were different because, it was, this massive space and you were traveling in a squad and you had the AI teammates and you'd be like, hey, take cover over that. And sometimes it'd work and sometimes it wouldn't work. And the multiplayer, of course, that was one of the first major PlayStation multiplayer games. But definitely seeing that make a comeback would be great. Will Sony do it? I don't know. I mean, again, you have Ubisoft with the Ghost Recon that, had Wildlands. Did you play Wildlands?
I did not.
I haven't played it either. Because, again, I like that style of gameplay, the tactical, large, wide open spaces. Because you have Rainbow Six, which is, the corridors, very cramped, but Ghost Recon and SOCOM are about the wide spaces. Because they were about snipers and all that stuff. It's definitely SOCOM.
Someone just asked, what was the first game you guys were addicted to? For me, it's going to have to be... Was it Ultima Online? No, Ultima Online was later. Interstate 76 was my first game that I was addicted to.
Is that a racing game?
So Interstate 76 was, imagine like Twisted Metal, where you fought each other.
Oh, now I know, yeah.
It had a single player story,
yeah.
But you drove around 70s cars, but you modded them with guns on the side, and it was about a band of rogues fighting against another band of rogues, but then the online mode was basically just battle arenas where you get to mod your own cars, and that was my first introduction into online gaming. I had a clan, we'd meet up every single day, we'd fight skirmishes against other clans, we'd talk crap to each other, we'd mod our cars, you can mod your cars and do different paint jobs. There was an extensive modding community in that game because you get, I guess it was kind of cheating back then, but if you were on servers where everyone had it, it was a third-party program where you could take your customization of the cars like beyond what was available within the game.
Modding?
Yeah, so you'd mod the game itself and mod the car to whatever custom paint job you want. You get to do different size tires and add different crazy guns. So it was just battling to who could have the most badass crazy car to destroy each other. That was the game I was first addicted to. I spent countless hours on that game when I was young. I remember going to school super tired because I was up all night playing that game. That was definitely my first addiction.
I'm gonna have to go with Halo 2.
Halo 2?
Halo 2.
Good answer.
Xbox Live, Halo 2, the custom games, the super jumps, everything. The matchmaking, the emblems. Bungie just knocked it out of the park with Halo 2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Halo 2.
Yeah, even Halo 1 was great. I was pretty addicted to that too. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for that question. That was a good one. What do we got next?
All right, we got someone from Mixer who asked, Skit, how do you feel about the Resident Evil 2 remake?
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
No, that's coming.
Yeah?
Yeah, because they had the Resident Evil 0 remake, which is like the prequel, and they had 1 remade, which I haven't played it yet. Then you have 2, which is coming out, which is everyone is really excited for because, 2 has Leon and Claire.
Yeah, Resident Evil 2 is like one of the better Resident
yeah.
Evils. I think that's the one game that really took that franchise to the next level because everyone loved it. I loved it, and I don't really like horror games. I thought it was awesome. Pretty excited. No, I didn't even know that was coming. So thank you, Eat a Biscuit.
Yeah, I think it's exciting.
But I'm gonna say I'm pretty excited for that. That's pretty cool. That's gonna be on PlayStation, I imagine.
No,
right?
PlayStation, Xbox, and probably PC because both the Resident Evil remakes did come out on PC.
Oh, so. Killer. Yeah, definitely look forward to playing that.
All right, next up, we got another question from Danzo earlier in the show who asked, do any of you collect game figures, statues, or special limited edition versions?
That's definitely your question.
that's if you see my desk, there's like the little figures. I actually have the Venom Snake's arm from Metal Gear Solid 5, that arm, so I have him doing this. I like the figures. I actually just recently got the Wolfenstein one with Terror Billy.
Right.
So it's actually BJ Blazko. It's like an old 70s or 60s style action figure. It looks really cheesy. I gotta bring it in one day.
That's sweet.
But he can dual wield.
Oh.
And he can terrorize the Nazis.
Terrorize the Nazis.
Terrorize the Nazis. I'm guilty of those special editions. They just get me. Like, some of them look cool. Grand Theft Auto 5 had the hat. It's kind of like that hat, but it says Los Santos on it.
Nice.
That one's pretty cool.
Los Santos.
Doom had a special edition. I'm wearing my Doom shirt with the Revenant. It's like this ugly Revenant doing the face with the rocket launchers. I'm guilty of that. So, yeah. Any on your end? Or you just like having the standard copy done? No extra stuff.
Flat Baby. What's going on, Flat Baby? Long time no see. Hey guys, what is the all-in-one liquid cooler that you guys use in your PCs that has the LEDs, and will it be put in the gear shop like the Frostbite cooler? Probably not. I believe the one that we use that has the LEDs is a modified Corsair one, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look into that, Flat Baby. I can ask though. You can always contact our sales team, email them sales@originpc.com, and ask them if it's available. So some stuff that's not on our gear shop, we may be able to sell separately, so you can always ask them if that's available to you. But that's a great question. There's some new exciting stuff coming out next year, so stay tuned because we're going to have some cool stuff available.
All right, so next question from Max Bunny earlier in the show. What would make you have a new office in a different state? What factors need to happen for you to expand as a company? And we get that question from Max Bunny.
You get that question all the time. I don't know. It's definitely in the future plans of Origin BC. I'm not the person to ask. Neither of us are.
Nope.
Those are the three gentlemen. One of them's not here right now. But yeah, it's always a future plan for Origin PC to grow. Right now, we're growing every year already. The company's doing great. We have no complaints, but as far as expanding, I don't think we just recently moved into a new HQ, so we're already growing. But who knows? I'm sure it's in the future. It's just not anything that we're focused on right now. We're just focused on doing all the great things and bringing you the best custom PCs available in the market, for sure.
And
last question?
Yeah, last question, I believe so. If you had to give your child this is from Danzo. If you had to give your child a game item IRL, what would you give them? He gave examples of a Warthog from Halo or a giant WoW sword. What would you give them?
Man, I don't know. I think the giant WoW sword would be a cool gift, for sure. I gotta think of what I would want as a little kid.
That's
right?
true, because
and I think actually the mini Warthog, if I can ride it around, if it's
that would
one
be
of
pretty
those
cool.
Power Wheels, or what were they called? Those.
I think Power Wheels is right. I know what you're talking about. The little motor vehicles.
Yeah, the little motor vehicle.
The
kids.
Mario Kart one actually.
Do they?
Yeah, they have a Mario Kart one. Where kids
see that would be it. I would give them a little mini Mario Kart. That would be killer.
Jokingly, I would say the BFG from Doom, but there's no value in that. Just I have this giant gun that my dad gave me. It does nothing.
That's true.
But the Mario Kart's a good option. The Warthog. Anything vehicles is good because something you can use when they get older. When they're younger, I don't know. It's kind of tough because you got stuff from Mario, you got stuff from Zelda. The hook shot.
Now you just got us wondering what we would want as kids.
That's true. It's what would I like? The invisibility cloak from Harry Potter. I know that's not a game, but there are Harry Potter games. That would be pretty cool to have.
Yeah, then the kid could run away.
Oh, where'd he go? Oh no, he's right there.
You're not allowed to go to the movies with your friends. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. I don't know, that'd be pretty. I would love an invisibility cloak. And that's it for questions.
Yeah, that's it for questions. All right, up next we got top post of the week, baby. Ring. So last week we asked, where is it? The episode 15 still. Last week, where is it?
Oh no.
I think it disappeared.
No, it's gone.
All right, it might have disappeared. Apologies. So last week we asked if you were to be in your nightmare, your deepest, darkest nightmare, and you had to choose one hero to bring with you, who would it be and why? And the winner... Evil Dead Ron via Twitter, who said, I'd bring along Randy Macho Man Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Because he would kick ass and supply Slim Jims as a snack. Hashtag OriginPC.alive. Hashtag snap into a Slim Jim. Thank you. Really what won it over was not only the GIF, but the hashtag snap into a Slim Jim.
That helped.
It's like, who could say no to that? So congratulations. Reach out to us on Twitter. Best way to get your prize. And we'll send that over to you. Thank you so much, Evil Dead Ron. Much love. Next week, we will be announcing our next top post of the week.
Is it next week or we're doing Battlefront?
No, we're still doing it.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still gonna do Origin PC Live next week.
it's gonna be a
If
party
we're gonna
next
do
week.
Battlefront, it might be earlier on in the week.
Next Friday is gonna be special because it's the
Origin
anniversary.
PC's birthday.
It's the
Yep.
birthday. We're gonna be wearing birthday hats.
Not only that, our special guest next week is gonna be none other than Major Nailson of
What?
Xbox.
And we're just talking about the Xbox right now.
I know, and we're gonna have Major Nailson on next week here on Origin PC Live. We're super excited. It's gonna be a blast. It's also Origin PC's birthday, and if you want to participate in the Post of the Week challenge, here it is. Lewis, you want to take it off?
Yeah,
take
let's
it away.
do it. The challenge is you rubbed an old flip phone. We were
I
talking
love
about
it.
phones earlier, and a tech genie emergence. What would be your 3 tech-related wishes?
Sun dun dun.
Examples include phone batteries that never need a charge,
Oh, I
VR
would
without
love that.
ever needing a headset, teleportation, unlimited storage space, and my favorite, a robot that makes the perfect breakfast. Make sure you use the hashtag OriginPCLive with your response on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll be picking the post of the week for the next episode.
And you can actually go do that right now. There's no need for us to post this. You can tweet at us right now using the hashtag OriginPCLive. Answer this question the most creative and fun way that you possibly can. And hopefully we choose you.
And use
to-
those
to win.
280 characters on Twitter now.
Oh my
because
god,
then
yeah,
there's
you got
more-
280 characters to use now. So a sick advantage to those just participating in the Post of the Week lives.
I mean, Facebook people can also do crazy stuff. I know we've
That's
had
true.
winners before that, they post images or they just post clever responses.
Killer.
I think that's a good question. I mean, what would be your tech-related wishes? If you
Um,
rub an old flip phone, it's like, whoop.
A GPU that automatically upgraded itself.
Ooh, that would be good.
I think that would be it.
I don't know, breakfast sounds good. Like a robot,
Robot
just makes
that's
the
just
perfect
breakfast?
breakfast. It's, any day of the week. It's like, oh, you got a marmalade and omelet and perfect pancakes, waffles. I don't know. I think it's great.
If he also cleaned the house, that'd be sick.
Yeah,
robot.
it's the robot, perfect breakfast. You eat it, you clean it, done. I mean, of course, there'd be other things as well.
The next gen Roomba.
Ooh.
Bam. All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. That is the end of the show. It was awesome. You guys did great. CinderSlays was fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Cinder. She was great. Those
She
were
was
great
great.
responses.
Yeah, she did a really good job. Ask Origin PC was awesome. Thank you guys for participating. And that's it. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Nice Doom shirt. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Love one another because we love you. Have a great evening. Bye-bye, friends. Let me cue the music real quick since I'm
Cue
doing
the
it on my
music.
end. Oh, it's buffering. It's Bruce buffering right now.
No, you got extra time with us.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep talking.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Thank
thank you,
you,
guys.
everyone. Thank you guys for being on the show. Thank
Now
you guys
let's
for
go
hanging
watch
out.
Cats and Dogs.
Yeah, go watch
Cats and
CinderSlays play with cats and dogs. Hopefully this music will play sometime soon. If not, here's the credits anyways. Bye, friends!